Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the next important life process, that is excretion. Shall we start? Yes. Students, in our first chapter nutrition, we have studied how different organisms obtain their food, convert them into nutrients like glucose, amino acids, fatty acids and glycerol. And we also have studied how the nutrients enter into blood in the small intestine via villi, right? Next, after the entry of nutrients into the blood carries the nutrients to all the cells, each and every cell of our body. This is what we studied in transportation. Next, inside the cells, the glucose component of the nutrients is oxidized to produce energy. That is what we studied in respiration, right? Now, what happens to this energy? This energy is used up in the metabolic activities that are going on inside our cells. What are these metabolic activities? They are nothing but the biochemical reactions that are happening inside our cells. Students, do you know our cells are like factories? Yes, they are called as biofactories. What happens inside a factory? Certain substances are made and even certain substances are broken down too. Right? Similarly, in our cells also, some substances are made and some substances are broken down. So there are making processes and also breaking processes. So the reactions in which the substances are made, they are called as anabolic reactions. And those reactions in which the substances are broken down, they are called as catabolic reactions. Both anabolic and catabolic reactions, they constitute metabolic reactions or metabolic activities. So did you understand? This energy is used up for making and breaking processes that are going on inside our cells. During these processes, many useful substances are produced inside our cells and also waste materials are generated as byproducts. These waste materials are very toxic for our cells if they get accumulated. So they are to be removed out. They are to be expelled out of the body, and that process is called as excretion. So did you understand? Due to various metabolic activities that are happening inside our cells, the waste materials are generated, and these waste materials are very toxic for our cells and they are to be separated from the cells and are to be removed from the body. So that process which separates and removes the waste materials, toxic waste materials from the body is what is called as excretion. Understood, students? So the term excretion is a Latin word which means ex means out and crenere means shift. It is shifting out the waste materials from the body to out is what is called as excretion. Understood, students? Now, what are the waste materials that are generated inside our cells due to metabolic activities? They are water. Excess water that we take in via drinking is also toxic for the cells. Next, the nitrogenous waste materials like ammonia, urea, uric acid. So these are all the waste materials that are produced due to the breaking down of proteins. So when there are excess proteins, they are broken down to amino acids, and those amino acids are then broken down to these products like ammonia, urea, uric acid. Then the bile pigments. Bile pigments are the catabolic products of RBC. When the old RBC are broken down, the waste materials that are produced are bile pigments. Now the excess salt that we consume via food like sodium chloride, potassium chloride, calcium salts are all toxic beyond a certain range. Within the range, they are very useful for the body, but beyond the range, they are toxic. So the next is carbon dioxide. This is the main byproduct in cellular respiration. See here, in the cellular respiration, what is happening is glucose is broken down to carbon dioxide, right? So this is very, very toxic and it is to be expelled out. So these are the waste materials and these are to be expelled out, and the process that expels these waste materials is what is called as excretion. Now students, did you notice this? This list of waste does not include our undigested food materials. When I spoke about digestive system and digestion, I told that food undergoes digestion to produce nutrients, and nutrients then enter into blood. Whereas the undigested food material then enters into large intestine and is expelled out of the body via anus, right? That process of expulsion of undigested food materials is called as egestion. So expulsion of solid waste from the digestive system via anus is called as egestion. It is not excretion. Excretion is the expulsion of metabolic waste that are produced inside our cells via a system called excretory system is what is called as excretion. Did you understand the difference between excretion and egestion? Egestion means digestive system lo undigested food material. So anus gunda vachese process ni egestion antaru. Kani cells lopala generate ayye prati cell lopala generate ayye ee waste ni excrete cheyadaniki there is a separate system called excretory system, and ee expulsion ఏమంటారంటే excretion అంటారు. Got it, students? So now let us see the excretory system where our metabolic waste are separated and then expelled out. So this is our excretory system. It is present in the lower back of our body. So on the back side, in the lower abdominal region, it is accommodated. Now this system consists of a pair of kidneys. See here, this reddish brown structures are called as kidneys. Then a pair of ureters. So these long pipes are called as ureters. Then urinary bladder. So this chamber is called as urinary bladder, and urethra. This short pipe is what is called as urethra. So four important parts: a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, and urinary bladder, urethra. Understood? So let us see about the details of each part. Now the kidneys, they are bean shaped, reddish brown, and are present in the abdominal cavity attached to the dorsal body wall on either side of the backbone. So if this is the backbone, kidneys are on either side and are attached to the body wall. They are not free. So kidneys free ga levu, body wall ka atukoni untayi. Exact ga manaki front side aithe boddu untundi, navel region, daniki exactly opposite the kidneys are attached to the body wall, and backbone ki itupakka atupakka untayi. Understood? So this is the exact location of kidneys. Now there is asymmetry in the location and also size of the kidneys. If you see here, both the kidneys are not at the same level. The right kidney is a little lower when compared to the left kidney. Right? So this is right kidney, this is left. Right is little lower. This is because the liver of the digestive system is placed just above the right kidney. Right kidney ki paina liver untundi, adi koncham right kidney ni push cheyadam valla right kidney koncham kindiki untundi. And also this is positional asymmetry. And if you see the size also, the right kidney is smaller in size when compared to left kidney. Understood? So there is asymmetry in size and location. Next, if you see the dimensions of each kidney, length it is 10 centimeters, breadth 5 to 6 centimeters, and thickness it is 4 centimeters. Now if you see the shape of each kidney, the outer surface is convex and inner surface is concave. On the inner surface, that is the concave surface, there is a fissure. Fissure means cavity called as hilus. So outer surface emo convex ga untundi, inner surface concave ga untundi. Concave surface lo oka chinna cavity laga untundi, danni emantarante hilus antaru. And hilus is the region where the blood vessels enter and exit. So the blood vessels that enter the kidneys are called as renal arteries. So renal arteries are the branches of systemic aorta. You know, right? Systemic aorta arises from left ventricle, and that is the blood vessel which is bringing oxygenated blood to all the parts, right? So that blood vessel, after reaching the kidney region, branches out to form renal arteries. So one renal artery enters into right kidney and the other into left kidney. So these two renal arteries, the red ones, are bringing what? Oxygenated blood loaded with waste materials. So from heart, the oxygenated blood loaded with waste materials are brought to kidneys. Now the kidneys use up the oxygen in the blood and filter the waste materials. Now the blood becomes deoxygenated but waste free. This waste free blood, which is deoxygenated, is carried again to heart by the renal veins. So these blue structures, they carry blood from kidneys to heart again. Which blood? Deoxygenated waste free blood. సో హార్ట్ నుంచి మనకి ఆక్సిజనేటెడ్ బ్లడ్ విత్ వేస్ట్ మెటీరియల్స్ కిడ్నీస్కి వచ్చింది. కిడ్నీస్ ఆక్సిజన్ యూస్ చేసుకొని వేస్ట్ మెటీరియల్స్ని రిమూవ్ చేసి ఆ బ్లడ్ని మళ్ళీ వెయిన్స్ ద్వారా హార్ట్కి పంపించింది. సో నా హార్ట్లోకి వెళ్ళిన బ్లడ్ ఎలా ఉంది? డీఆక్సిజనేటెడ్ బట్ వేస్ట్ ఫ్రీ. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తుంది? హార్ట్ దాని లంగ్స్కి పంపించి ఆక్సిజనేట్ చేసి మళ్ళీ అన్ని పార్ట్స్కి వేస్ట్ ఫ్రీ అండ్ ఆక్సిజనేటెడ్ బ్లడ్ని సప్లై చేస్తుంది. So what is the function of kidneys? It is to filter the blood. They filter the blood and the filtrate which is formed is urine. This urine is expelled out. So urine is the filtrate of the blood. Blood ni filter cheyga vachina waste solution urine, and that is expelled out. So this is about kidneys. Next is ureters. So what are ureters? These tubular pipes which are arising from kidney going to the next part, urinary bladder, are called as ureters. They are whitish, narrow and distensible. Distensible means stretchable. Then muscular. Muscular means they are made up of muscular tissue or muscles. Understood? And how long they are? They are 30 centimeters long. And they arise from the hilus region. Hilus is the cavity in the concave surface, right? So from the hilus region they arise, move down and open into urinary bladder, not straight but obliquely. Straight ga kaadu, oblique ga. So ikkadi nunchi arise ayyi, they take a bend and then go to urinary bladder. So understood? Next, the movement of urine in the urinary ureter is via peristalsis. Because it is a muscular tissue, right? Because of peristaltic movement, that is contraction and relaxation of muscles, the urine is sent into urinary bladder. Understood? ఇవి చాలా నారోగా ఉంటాయి కదా, pipes are very narrow. So to pass the urine, they have to contract and relax so that the urine reaches urinary bladder. That is about ureters. Next is urinary bladder. It's a pear-shaped distensible sac which is present at the center of this system. So distensible means elastic, stretchable sac, and it is present at the midpoint of this system. Understood, students? Now, where exactly this is present in our body? It is in the pelvic region of the abdomen. So where is the pelvic region? It is between the legs and the abdomen. Abdomen ki legs ki madhyalo there is one region. Our region lo urinary bladder is placed, and its function is to store the urine until the expulsion. Adi expel ayyanta varaku urine ni store chestundi temporary ga, and its storage capacity is 300 to 800 ml. Now this urinary bladder is very important structure in the excretory system, because the urine formation is a continuous process. 24/7 the urine formation is going on. If this storage structure is not present, we have to pass urine all the time. Understood? So ఈ స్ట్రక్చరే లేకపోతే ఏమవుతుందంటే యూరిన్ ఫార్మేషన్ కంటిన్యూస్గా జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. అసలు స్టోరేజ్ లేకపోతే ఏమవుతుంది, మనం కంటిన్యూస్గా యూరిన్ పాస్ చేస్తూనే ఉండాలి. Understood, students? So that is the importance of urinary bladder. Now the next structure, the last structure is urethra. The other name for urethra is vestibule. So it is a tube from the urinary bladder which opens outside. So this tube is the urethra which opens to outside and passes out the urine. At the junction of urinary bladder and urethra, that is at this region, there is a ring of muscles called sphincter. This sphincter is like a valve. When the muscles of this sphincter contract, the urinary bladder is closed. When they relax, the urinary bladder is open to out. Understood? So this sphincter controls the exit of urine. Now The length of the urethra is 4 centimeters in females, whereas in males it is 20 centimeter long. See here, in males, this long pipe which is passing through penis is called as urethra, and males, the urethra is otherwise called as urinogenital duct. So urethra ne males lo urinogenital duct antaru, because through urethra the sperms as well as urine is passed, because sperms urine rendu veltayi kabatti urinogenital duct antaru, whereas in females only the urine passes through urethra and it is short, that is 4 centimeters in length. That is the reason why the females get urinary infections very often. ఇంత షార్ట్గా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి the infections are more in females when compared to males. Understood, students? So this is about urethra. Now we have finished the system, excretory system and their parts. Now let us dwell into the details of the L.S of kidney. When you take the longitudinal section of kidney, what are the parts that are present inside? See here, students. So this is the longitudinal section of kidney. If you see here, there are two regions. Outer region, which is light in color, is called as cortex, whereas the inner region, which is darker with pyramid-like structures, is called as medulla. But actually, students, cortex is dark in color, whereas the medulla is light in color. Understood? So it is a reverse in the picture, but know that cortex is more darker when compared to the medulla. So outer it is cortex, inner it is medulla. This medulla has pyramid-like structures and they are called as medullary pyramids. These medullary pyramids, if you see, they are projected into stalk-like structures. See here, every pyramid has a stalk under, and these stalk-like structures are called as calyces. Now, where does the filtration takes place in kidney? Filtration takes place in the functional units of kidney. Actually, like lung, our kidney also has functional units called nephrons, and these nephrons are also called as uriniferous tubules because they make urine. They are the structures which make urine. Now, students, where are these nephrons present? These nephrons, a portion of nephron is present in cortex and a portion in medulla. See here, this is one nephron. See here, up to some extent, it is in cortex. This is cortex and this is medulla, and a portion of it is also present in medulla. If you take this nephron, this portion is up to this portion, it is in medulla, and this portion is in cortex. So the nephrons have their parts both in cortex and also in medulla. Got it, students? Now, how many nephrons, how many filtration units are present in a kidney? You know, amazingly, 1.3 to 1.8 million nephrons are present in each kidney. So huge, right? Yes, so many filtration units are present in each kidney. Understood? So this is about the L.S of kidney. Simple, students. We have two regions in L.S of kidney. Outer dark region, which is reverse here. Dark region ఏమంటారంటే cortex అంటారు. Pale region ఏమంటారంటే medulla అంటారు. Medulla లో we have medullary pyramids. తర్వాత ఈ పిరమిడ్స్ కింద ప్రొజెక్టెడ్ స్టెమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, వీటినే కేలిక్స్ అంటారు. ఈ కేలిక్స్లన్నీ కలిసి దే ఓపెన్ ఇంటూ ఏ రీజియన్ కాల్డ్ పెల్విస్. సో ఇక్కడ ఉంది కదా, దిస్ బ్రాడ్ రీజన్ ఈస్ పెల్విస్, అండ్ ఫ్రమ్ ది పెల్విస్ ది యూరిటర్ కంటిన్యూస్. ఇక్కడ నుంచి యూరిటర్ కంటిన్యూ అవుతుంది. సో అండ్ ఆర్ నెఫ్రాన్స్ ఆర్ ప్రెసెంట్ ఇన్ కార్టెక్స్ యాజ్ వెల్ as medulla. Means a portion of it is in cortex, a portion of it is in medulla, and urine is formed in this region. That urine is sent into calyx, calyx sends it into pelvis, pelvis sends it into ureters, ureters carry that to the urinary bladder. Understood, students? So In today's class, we have seen a brief introduction to excretion, then we have seen the details of excretory system, and then finally we have seen the L.S of kidney. In our next class, we are going to see about the filtration unit, that is nephron. That's it, students. Thank you.